Cruise ships are getting bigger and bigger, but are they getting better? Are there any disadvantages to cruising on a huge ship, and are there any advantages to cruising on a small ship? I am cruising on the Norwegian Dawn, and this ship is tiny compared to the mega ship, so we're going to do a little comparison today. This ship is 22 years old, and the biggest ship in the world, Icon of the Seas, was released this year. Today I'm going to walk around the Norwegian Dawn and point out some things that definitely show this ship's age. But is that a bad thing? Starting with the pool deck. This is as basic as you can get. Very, very nice pool deck, but as you can see, there's no slides, just a pool. We have a couple of hot tubs and that's it. But if you was on the Icon of the Seas, you'd have a water park. You'd have multiple pools, you'd have so many hot tubs, you'd have slides, you'd have so much stuff. But again, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? It depends what you want. Let's take a walk up the stairs here. I love the stadium seating on the Norwegian Dawn. I think it's so cool. One of the many bars on this ship. I don't even know how many bars are on the Icon of the Seas. 20, 30, 50, I have no idea. Is that too many? Do you need that many? But plenty of bars on this ship as well. So as I walk around the ship, you might notice that there's not many people on this cruise. There are a lot of people on this cruise, but we're in port today and a lot of people chose to get off. We're in Le Havre, France. I'm not getting off today. It's very far away from Paris and there's nothing in the port. So the first thing I want to talk about, I feel like there's a lot of dead space on this ship and kind of wasted space. Let me show you. So we're right at the front of the ship, so over there is the back of the ship and over here is the front of the ship, and you can see there's so much space over here. I want to point out something up here. There's so much space for lounges, and like I said, of course there's no people here because most of the people are on shore today, but there's a hot tub over here. So there is one guy enjoying that hot tub right there, and there's no people over here. I think the problem is there's no bar here. If you put a bar anywhere on a ship, people will go there, but there's no bar here, so there's no people here. Like, look at all this wasted space. Don't judge it on there's no people here because most of the people are off the ship today, but even if the ship was full, there will still be no one here. We can actually do a direct comparison today because we're docked next to the Anthem of the Seas Royal Caribbean. It's right there. And compared to this ship and that ship, Anthem of the Seas is huge. They have water slides, they have the surfing simulator, they have the iFly, they have so much stuff that we don't have on this ship. Again, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Depends what you want. I haven't been on any mega ships, so I can't really say if they have dead space on there. I doubt it, but like I said, all they need to do is just put a bar there and then people will hang out here. But no bar, I think no people. That's the way I see it, but a lot of dead space on this ship. All right, let's keep it walking. This ship is absolutely beautiful, by the way. Just because it's older does not mean it's less beautiful. Absolutely not. And actually recently, a few months ago, I cruised on the Norwegian Prima, which I think is Norwegian's newest cruise ship. That one is amazing. It's like 2 years old, everything is brand new, and again they have a lot more to offer on that ship than this ship. But is that a good thing? They have go-karts. Is go-karts a good thing? I went in there once. Is it worth taking up all that space just for something that people are going to do once? Maybe yes, maybe no. Let's take one more look at the pool deck. As you can see, extremely basic, but everything that you need. If you don't need a water slide, then is it worth going on a ship that has a water slide? Maybe not, but very nice pool deck, just very basic. Another bar down here. They have a quick service restaurant over there. Let's keep walking. Currently on the jogging track here, so I can give you some stats. So Icon of the Seas is 365 meters long. NCL Dawn 2094. Icon of the Seas 7,600 passengers. Norwegian Dawn 2,800. So that is almost 3 times as many passengers. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? It's up to you. Crew 2,350 crew on the Icon and 1,000 on the Norwegian Dawn. Welcome to the sports court. This is where you come to do some physical activity on the Norwegian Dawn. If you're on the Icon of the Seas, I don't even know how many activities they have. Like we've already talked about them. Surfing simulator, they have rock climbing, they have the skydiving, they have so much stuff. But on the Norwegian Dawn, this is what you get. I guess this was the top of the range 22 years ago when they built it, huh? So as we walk around the Norwegian Dawn, there it is, everything's relative to you. For example, if you don't have kids, do you really need a huge water park for kids? No. But does that mean that you shouldn't go on the bigger ships? No, it doesn't. You should always seek out new experiences, but if you're not going to use it, then should you be paying for it? Maybe not. But over here, we have the T-Rex kids pool. This is the kids, I guess you can call it the kids water park. Let's call it the kids water park just to make it more exciting, but it's pretty small because it's a small ship. So as you can see, we have a few slides there. They have their own swimming pool right there. There's another slide on the right side. There's a hot tub for the kids, and that's what you get in the kids pool. Now we're right at the back of the ship. Flag is flying. If you ever come to Le Havre, France, nowhere near Paris. So just because it's advertised as Le Havre, Paris, nowhere near Paris. So a lot of people want to risk it and take the train into Paris, but make sure you have enough time to get back because it's not near Paris. We found the gym. This is actually a really good sized gym. It's way bigger than I expected it to be, but what is the gym like on Icon of the Seas, Symphony of the Seas? No idea, but I bet it's huge. But again, as I was saying, like, it's all relative because this is all you need really. So why do you need a huge gym? Right down there is the spa, just below the gym. I'm sure it's beautiful. It has everything that you need. Garden Cafe, this is the buffet. Hello. Alright, I'm not going to do too much filming in there. There's a lot of people enjoying their lunch, but I don't think you can complain about the food on a ship. Of course, the bigger ships are going to have more options, but the food's always amazing, I think. The Norwegian Dawn Buffet and the pool deck, they're on deck 12. The highest deck here is deck 14, but the Icon of the Seas goes to deck 19. That's very tall. So we're going to take a walk downstairs, see what we can find. You can definitely tell the age of the ship just walking around. I don't know how often this has been updated. I think they had a renovation 2016 maybe, but you can definitely tell this is not a new ship. So we're going to take a look at the Grand Atrium. So it covers 3 stories. This is where the band plays in the evening. We have the atrium guest services down there. Then this is a restaurant, it's the Irish pub, and then there's a secret area up there on deck 9. Let's take a look. So entering the atrium here, it's beautiful. It's super duper nice. You can definitely tell that it's not new, but over here, guest services. And like I said, here is where the band plays, and then here's a Starbucks. So Norwegian cruise ships, they all have a Starbucks, and it's very nice. Is it state of the art? No. Was it, what, 20 years ago? Probably. So also down here, this is onboard credit. Over there is shore excursions, and they have cruise next, and of course guest services. There's a jewelry store over here. We are walking through the photo gallery. This is probably the newest looking part of the ship. It looks really cool. You can get your camera gear in here, and of course you can check out the pictures that the photographers take around the ship. Really nice. So all stuff like, of course, photography and internet, like stuff like that. It's just all of the cruise ships have this pretty much the same. So over here is the Bliss Lounge. So one thing that I wish this ship had more of is options, because it's either the Bliss Lounge here or it's the Grand Theatre, the other side of the ship. That's pretty much it. So every single night you're either going to be in here or the theatre. But when I was on the Norwegian Prima, they had another venue which always had music every single night, so it just gives you another option. Icon of the Seas, I don't even know how many music venues they have, 10, 15, I don't know. But that would be nice, more options. So it's very nice in here, but it definitely has like a 2000s disco feel. And this is where they have bingo, this is where they have trivia. They have tributes every single night. They had Beatles the other night. Last night was the Eagles. They've had Bee Gees and ABBA. It's very nice, but like I said, I just wish they had more options. because like I said, when I was on the Prima, you always had 3, 4, 5 options. And when it comes to live music, there's way more. Like every single bar will have a musician every single night. We're going to check them out. But yeah, in terms of game shows, in terms of venues, not many here on the Dawn. Pretty much this one, Bliss, and the theater. Of course, there's a bar in here, but it's a very, very nice space. Like I said, definitely 2000s though, but not bad. Here we are entering the wine bar. It's called Cellars. This is so nice in here. It feels very, very fancy in here. Every evening this is always packed out, people having some wine. It's very, very, very nice. And like I said, Icon of the Seas, Symphony of the Seas, they probably have 5 bars just like this, just as fancy, but very, very nice. Cellars. I think in terms of like upscale, because Norwegian Cruise Line, they're not trying to go upscale, you know, they're very, very nice, but there's definitely some cruise lines that go for that upper level. That's pretty much as fancy as it gets on here. Again, just walking through the atrium. Really nice. Starbucks again. Let's keep walking. Deck 7 outside decks. Some of the best views you will ever see in your whole life is from cruise ships. Just wait for the sun set, wait for the sun rises. You can't beat it. But that is France. Not very beautiful today. I feel like some people expected to wake up today and see the Eiffel Tower, but yeah, we're not near Paris. So the outside deck here is called the Promenade. You can walk all the way around the ship actually, and a lot of people try to get their steps in here in the morning, so it's very nice to have this option, because on the Prima I don't remember a deck that goes all the way around. There was definitely like a half running track or walking track, but here you can walk all the way around, which is great. Let's take a walk up one deck to deck 8. Again, nice view of the atrium. There is a screen up here, they bring it down to show videos and stuff like that. Welcome to the Irish bar Oceans. So like I said, the quality of food, you really can't compare it, because I think cruise ship food is just amazing, like all across the board. But of course, it's nice to have different options. Here there are 2 main dining rooms. There's an Asian restaurant plus Oceans plus the buffet, which are complimentary. So that's a lot of options. But of course, if you had 10 different options, then you can choose whatever you want. So up here, this is the secret area of deck 9, which every time I come here, there's nobody here. Even on the evenings when everybody's on board. But this is a very, very, very nice area. And when there is music going on in the atrium just down there, you can hear it, but you're away from everybody. So on bigger ships, I'm sure there's a lot of hiding places. I feel like when people go on a cruise, the first few days they find somewhere they really like, and then that's their spot. You know, they just keep going back there. So this is my spot, deck 9, midship. If you didn't know, pretty much every single cruise ship will have an art gallery. They have art auctions, and over here you can see some very, very nice artwork. My favorite is, I like this one, Marvel in New York. It's pretty cool. So if we keep walking, we're going to see a really, really cool area that I like to listen to music right down here. So this is called Gatsby's. So over there is Le Bistro. That's another restaurant. It's a specialty restaurant, but they have a band and singer down there. We're going to go there in a second, but let's keep walking this way. And over here you can see Bamboo. This is the Asian restaurant, which is complimentary. I had dinner here last night. Absolutely amazing, unbelievable. So make sure you know which complimentary restaurants you can go to. Here's the menu, but check out yesterday's video to see me eat dinner at Bamboo. It was amazing, and I only realized that it's a complimentary restaurant yesterday, so that's why I went there. So we're entering the shopping area here. It's closed right now, so the shops and the casino on board, they're not allowed to open if the ship is in port. So here's the shops. Over here you can get your Norwegian Cruise Line merchandise, you can get your jewelry, You can get some very nice watches, some perfume, duty-free stuff, duty-free. And we are just coming to the Stardust Theatre. Like I said, it's pretty much the Bliss Lounge and the Stardust Theatre. They're your options for the entertainment. There's a show every single evening. Right now they have rehearsal, I can hear it. So it says theatre is closed. So I'm going to put some video here of when I was in the theatre last night for the show.
Nice! Amazing! Thank you everybody for playing!
As you can see, theatre is very, 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 very nice. Amazing entertainment on every single ship, I think. It just depends on your preferences, because when I was on the Norwegian Getaway, unbelievable shows. They had a show about Elvis and Johnny Cash, amazing. But when I was on the Norwegian Prima, the show was about Donna Summer. I don't like Donna Summer. Doesn't mean the entertainment's bad, it just wasn't to my preference. So as you can see, tonight is Wheel of Fortune. Last night we had a comedian, we've had magicians, we've had the production cast, singers and dancers, all absolutely amazing in the Stardust Theatre. Now we are entering the casino. Now I have a big negative about the casino on this ship. So as you can see, it's a good size, I feel like the one on the Prima is bigger, and the one on the Icon of the Seas, I couldn't even guess how big it is, but it has all your tables, it has your slots, it has more tables over there. No idea how to play those games. But the big negative about this casino is it's a smoking casino, and it absolutely stinks in here. Every single evening you walk through it and it's horrible, it stinks. So one of the things I like to do in the evening, if I have a spare 20-30 minutes, is I like to come here and watch the casino. I like to watch people play. I don't really play that much because, you know why, but it's cheaper to watch, so I like to watch. But it's very hard to watch in this casino because it stinks of smoke. And I asked one of the dealers last night, I said, why is this a smoking casino, but the other ones on Norwegian are not? And she said, because this is a small casino and they have to have a smoking area, so they just made the whole area, the whole casino, a smoking area. Whereas on the Prima, I'm pretty sure they had like a section, like against the back wall, that was a smoking area, because they have to have an option. So the rest of the casino on the Prima wasn't smoking, but they have a smoking section. Whereas here, it's not big enough to cut it in half, so they basically just made the whole thing smoking. Big negative, but you know, if you're a smoker, then come on the Norwegian Dawn. The funny thing about these ones, even when the ship is rocking, these coins still won't fall. What does that tell you? Don't play it. This is Gatsby's. Really chill area. They have music here every single night. Of course, a big bar. Le Bistro is a specialty restaurant. Over there is La Siana, which is another specialty restaurant. But yeah, Gatsby's, very nice area. There it is, Gatsby's Champagne Bar. And my friend Alan, he's a guitarist, he comes here and plays. It's funny because the other night he was playing in the atrium, and after every single song he said, does anybody have any requests, or shall I just keep playing the songs that I want? And then at the end I just felt bad for him, so I was like, oh, let me go and request the Beatles. And then he was so happy that I requested something, he ended up playing 5 Beatles songs in a row. Yeah, so very nice area over here. There are a few areas like this on the Norwegian Dawn. Icon of the Seas, there's probably 20 areas like this, but like I said, I feel like people find their favorite one and stick to it. So you'll always see the same people in here every single evening. Oh, I need to show you over there. Let me show you over there. So if you don't like the smoking in the casino, you're definitely not gonna like this room. This is the Havana Night Cigar Lounge. And it absolutely stinks in here. No cigarettes allowed, by the way, only cigars. So if you want to smoke a cigarette, you have to go to the casino over there. But every single night, you'll see smoke everywhere in this room, and there'll be like 20 people just sitting around smoking their cigars. You can buy them too, there's a menu somewhere, but there's a case over here you can actually buy some cigars. But it stinks in here. Let's go. So let me just talk about specialty restaurants for a second. So every ship will have complimentary restaurants that anybody can go to. You don't have to pay extra, but the specialty restaurants, you pay extra to go there. So here there's a Japanese restaurant, there's Italian, there's I think French, there's a steak restaurant, which you have to pay extra for. But the main dining rooms, you can just go there whenever you want to and you don't pay extra, it's included. So this is one of them, and Le Bistro over there is another one. There's a few around this ship, but yeah, definitely more options on the bigger ships, but It just depends, one, how long you're on there for, because if you're on there for a week, then it doesn't matter if there's 10 restaurants because you won't get to try everything. I think that's the problem with the bigger ships, because if you went on Icon of the Seas and you did a 7-day cruise, would you really have the opportunity to do everything? Would you have time to eat at all the restaurants, do all the activities, see all the bars, do all the slides, do all the activities? You wouldn't. You really wouldn't. And I feel like that's a problem, because you would be rushing around trying to do everything because, you know, you paid for it. So you want to try your best to do as much as you can. Whereas here, if you're on here, I'm on here for 10 days and you can definitely do everything. I wish there was more options here, but you know, what are you going to do with the space that you've got? So no complaints about what's on this ship, but maybe a little bit bigger would be better. That's what I was saying earlier about the wasted space. Like, there's a few areas around the ship where it's like they could probably put something here, you know, I mean another bar, but yeah, just more options would be better. But you know, if you want plenty of options, then huge ships are for you. I mean, Anthem of the Seas is just docked over there, and I'm sure there's so many more options. But like I said, if you don't have the time to use it, or you don't have kids, maybe you don't need the water park, like, you know, it really depends on you, whatever you want. And it also depends on the itinerary as well, because this cruise is a 10-day cruise. There's only 2 sea days, so we have, I mean, every other day is a port day. So on a port day, apart from today because I chose not to get off, but on a port day, you know, you might be off the ship for 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours maybe if you're on an excursion. So you really won't need that time on the ship. So, you know, just something to think about, what kind of itinerary you're on, what kind of person you are, what do you want out of the cruise? Because if you don't care about water parks, then, you know, it's really not a plus to go on a ship with a water park. So this is Aqua. This is a complimentary restaurant. You can see the menu here. I've eaten here a few times. You can go and watch those videos, but 2 of my favorite crew members work here, Erica and Erica. Now it's time to see my cabin. You can definitely tell the age of the ship from the cabins, and there's definitely a few features missing from these old cabins. So my cabin is on deck 5. I am 5, 5, 6, 7, and look at this. It's just a wheel. So there's no button to press. There's nothing to say, you know, please clean the room or do not disturb. You just turn this around, and that's what you get. Welcome to my inside cabin. So the first thing that I noticed is pretty much every single modern hotel room or cruise ship cabin that you enter, you need to put your key card in to get electricity, but they don't have that here. So there's always electricity here. Another way to tell how old the cabin is, outlets. Absolutely no USBs. The only outlets in this room are these ones. So they have one US and one UK. Never ever seen a cruise ship cabin with a UK outlet, but that's what it looks like. And that's it. No more outlets in this cabin. None next to the bed, but that's okay. I only have one adapter, so I only need one outlet, so can't complain there. And let's check out the bathroom. Again, is it older? Yes. Does it have everything you need? Yes. So absolutely no complaints. Very, very comfortable bed, and that's it. So it's not really a negative that the cabins are old, because it has everything. Like, what do you need? Like, what do you need that's not here? Nothing. You have storage under the bed. You have so much storage over here. So much. There's a safe, there's a fridge, there's everything. Maybe the outlets is the only negative, but that's it. You can control the temperature here. Nothing fancy about that. Doesn't need to be fancy, but that's it. My cabin. I'm going to show you one more thing that I only recently discovered is the library. I walked by it the other day and I didn't think that I'm allowed in there, because over here is the Haven Suites and I thought it was just for them. So the bigger ships are definitely going to have more rooms like that. They're going to have card rooms, they're going to have rooms just for board games, they're going to have a bigger library. But once again, if you don't need it, then it doesn't matter. So a quick summary: do you need to go on the newer and bigger cruise ships to enjoy it? Absolutely not. There's actually a few negatives to going on the bigger ships. One of the biggest negatives is that a lot of big ships, they can't go in a lot of ports. For example, when I was on the Norwegian Prima, we cruised Iceland and Norway. The big ships physically cannot fit inside those ports. I know it's also true for a lot of ports in Alaska. If you want to go to some ports in Asia, the ports are very, very small and the big ships cannot fit there. So you're definitely going to be restricted to what ports you can go to if you go on a bigger ship. That's why a lot of the big ships go to the Caribbean, because there's a lot more space there. So don't limit yourself to the bigger ships. Try some of the smaller ships, try some of the older ships. Just because they're bigger doesn't mean they're better. Just because they're newer doesn't mean they're better. It just depends what you want, but don't limit yourself. Okay, there's so many options out there. This cruise has been absolutely unbelievable, and just because it's an old ship does not mean that you won't enjoy it. So that's it. That's the end of today's video. I have been filming complete vlogs of every single day since I've been on board, so go back and watch them if you want to, but I'm not going to film anything tonight, just going to relax. But you want to see France one last time, there you go. Beautiful, beautiful France, right? Definitely. But thanks for watching. I have a few more days here on the Norwegian Dawn, so I'm going to be filming every single day. So if you want to watch more, then hit the subscribe. Like this video just to tell me that you enjoyed it, and leave me a comment just to tell me what you think. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.